Welcome back to the beginning prior to my awakening. I'm your host, Mental Stimulant, the Divine Empress, and I'm coming through today with another sort of PSA. I've been getting this download for a couple of days, but I kept brushing it off as me reflecting on things. But it's come to my attention today that it keeps coming up because someone could benefit from this information and it's meant for me to share. So I'm taking a moment out of my little personal care to share an experience of my own. My mom and I, growing up, didn't have the best relationship. But one thing, even in her absence, that sticks with me is how much of a rebel she was. She made a lot of mistakes in her lifetime, but she was very real. Real in the sense of she didn't go along to get along. She didn't tell people what they wanted to hear just to keep the peace. She kept it a buck, and either you liked it or you didn't like it. And I thought sometimes, dang, Mom, it's a little harsh. You know what I'm saying? But what I come to realize right now today, we care too much about what people think. We would set our own feelings aside and what we really feel because of how someone else may perceive it, instead of being our authentic selves. Very, very young, I remember it's like her words echo in my head over and over again. I remember her always saying, mind you, when I say this, keep in mind this is a lady that I bump heads with all the time. She and I never really agreed on one thing. But it kind of came back to bite her in the butt, this statement that I'm about to make. Because when I was very young, she would not have a child that did not speak up for themselves, that allowed other people to think and talk for them. She wouldn't allow it. And she instilled in me very young, I don't care who it is. You think for yourself. You have your own mind. You have your own heart. You feel your own way. Never allow someone else's ideals to become yours because you think for yourself. And insult to injury she put on the end, that goes for me as well. Do you know how powerful that is? Because a lot of us have these personas of wanting to be right all the time. So can you imagine a parent telling their child, like, if you don't agree with me, I'm your mom. You speak up for yourself. Wow. I've never appreciated that as much as I appreciate it right now, because I think as a whole, it's the core of who I am. A lot of people dislike my mouth because I'm not just going for anything that you have to tell me. Yes, I listen to people's opinions, but I understand it to be just that. That's your opinion. If I don't agree with your opinion, I'm not going to sit up there and pretend as if I do. It's okay to disagree. I am not you. You are not me. I'm okay with people feeling and thinking differently than me. We're not all the same. We are meant to be free thinkers and think for ourselves, educate ourselves. We're driven in a world where everybody is going off regurgitated information. And half the time, you know what they say about regurgitated information? By the time it get to you, it been watered down, switched up so much that it's far from the truth. And then you got to keep in count of the person relaying the information. Everyone has a motive. Everyone passes on information to fit their own agenda. This need to be right all the time. You understand? Hey, it's okay to think for yourself. That's the moral of what I'm saying, in case you didn't catch that. It's okay to think for yourself. It's okay to push the envelope a bit outside of the box. Who says that you have to pivot inside the box? This is a big old world universe we live in. Millions and billions of different nationalities, languages, people, thoughts. People was raised so many different ways, accustomed to so many different things. How can any of us say that one thing is correct when none of us are the same? It does not make sense. Now, I believe in the Most High God because I know it's no mistake that we're here. That's in its basic form. We didn't do this ourselves. No human is capable of this. So I'm a free thinker. I think for myself. I don't care what's in books. You know, I will take one book to correlate what another book says. I'm not just going to start with one book. You know why? Because all books are man written. You have to ask yourself, what was the person's agenda writing the book? You understand? Nothing should be taken as law, especially when we wasn't there. The best source is to reference everything as best as we can down to its smallest form. Even then, I don't think it's 100% the truth. Then you'll be closer to the truth, but none of it is 100% the truth because we weren't there. But with everything, anything, either I want to hear from the horse's mouth or I take it in prayer. When I seek understanding, I pray about it. Because even though I think that I'm an old lady, I haven't lived forever. There was times and customs and things that happened before me in different parts of the world. Yes, someone somewhere wrote about it, but how much of it is the actual truth? Nothing that is man-made, man-written can be 100% leaned upon. You know why? Because humans are flawed. We're not perfect. We're flawed. So I said that to say this. I'm going to get off of this, but learn to think for yourself. It's okay to view what everybody else is doing, but aren't you your own person? If there's 7 or 8 other people doing this exact thing, you want to fall in line and be like the other 6, 7 of them? Like, I stand out. I don't care what no one thinks about me. I don't want to be like no one walking this earth. I am me. There is no duplication of me. You understand? We got to get away from, well, my mama did it. Do you think that your mama was 100% right? Because I can point out a whole lot of things that my mama did that I disagree with. But she was perfect in my eyes in her own stance. You know why? Because she was real. She understood that she didn't have all the answers. Even when she felt like, okay, for instance, when I get ahead of myself, I may not be right, but I want to perceive myself as being right. Hey, it's okay for you to say, I don't agree with that. You understand? Do you know how powerful that is to give your child a tool like that to be a free thinker for themselves? And I spend that whole life, well, my mama said, my daddy said, my mama did, my daddy did. What did you do? They live their life. This your life. What do you believe? What do you think? Everybody want to jump on board of what everyone else is doing for accolades of your peers. Why do you care so much? Seek the information for yourself. That's all that I'm saying. Believe in whatever you want to believe. It might not be 100% correct, but that's your belief. That's your mind. Don't allow no one to remote control you. That's even down to your thought. Because if you allow people to push their ideals on you and you take it as law, you are not your own person. You understand what that means? That means you going through life off of everybody else's ideals. You living for them, basically. When are you going to live your own life? Make your own mistakes. Call the shots for yourself. And stand on it. Regardless of what anybody think. We care too much about what each other thinks. To where nobody is really being authentic. What a shame. It's okay to be different. It's okay to think outside the box. It's okay to try things that you never have done before, have no knowledge of. Because then you get experience and you can say, well, I know firsthand myself. Not no regurgitated information I got from the next man. Hey, I love y'all so much, man. In everything you do, think for yourself. Peace.